Spectacular Saturday is here, Alpha Vixens. Who's joining us today? Hello, Abina. How are you doing? So nice to see you. We're gonna wait for a few more moments. Hi, viewers. Introduce yourselves. Let me see you. Let's have a wonderful, spectacular Saturday. Chime in where you're looking at us from, and we'll be beginning in a few moments, but I just had to do this remix of this. Celebrate. Cool in the gang. Yes. We're going to get into what we're wearing today as far as welcoming spring. And as we know, spring began on March 19th. So this is our first Saturday since spring has sprung upon us. And as you know, a lot of us are still either self-quarantine or practicing social distancing. I hope we are. And so, of course, it may not feel like spring because you're all indoors, but it's okay to go out on your porches, your backyards, get some fresh air, open these windows, let Mother Nature in, this wonderful air that you need to breathe. And trust me, it's always a spectacular Saturday at Vixen Cosmetics, because guess what, darlings? If you woke up this morning, you're having a spectacular Saturday, okay? How you doing, Bruce? It's so nice to see you come back and join us. So what we're going to be talking about today is, of course, order of business first, what I'm wearing. So, of course, what I'm wearing, hi, Juan, darling, you know I have to greet you. That's my brother from another mother. So great to have you all join us. You know, Vintage Vixen is not just a progenitive cosmetic line. One of the things that really is important to me as a CEO and a founder of this business is to ensure that we are practicing a lot of sanitation procedures. Hi there, Queen Sensei, darling. So wonderful to see you too. Let me wave at you, darling. Yes, yes. And so, of course, I want to ensure you all that we are practicing those sanitation, habits and sterilization habits. One of the main concerns was because I saw so many things selling out in the stores that are supposed to help you, like your Lysols and your alcohols and your hand sanitizers. Of course, Vixen had to check in with our manufacturer and ensure that we're still practicing our FDA regulated protocols. So rest assured, darlings, with this OCD CEO, we are doing the utmost, okay? Sterilization and sanitation is very important. So what I wanted to do today is to come on and talk to you about our little soundstage collection, but also give you a recipe. It is my concern that, a lot of the stores don't have what you need to sanitize your hands and to keep your family safe. Hi, Chef Keisha. So, of course, as a scientist and a master cosmetologist and paramedical esthetician, all these things that are important to me, I believe are important to you, okay? So, of course, aside from making sure that we're practicing social distancing, I wanted to give you a recipe for alternatives when you can't find that hand sanitizer in the store. Darling, of course, yes, we're full pack of botanicals, but botanicals will help you as well. So after we discuss this little wonderful soundstage collection, I want to go ahead and prepare a handmade sanitizer for you all that will help you meet some of your FDA regulations, okay? So right now we're talking about our soundstage collection. First, I'm going to debut what I'm wearing today. And I am wearing our wonderful camera, ushering in the spring. This is our camera from the Vintage Vixens collection. Beautiful blue, darlings, okay? If you had all the dreariness and, the uncertainties of what's going on with COVID-19, I'm pretty sure we're all tired of hearing about it now. But we must be patient because we need to have all the information we can to make sure that we're keeping ourselves and our families safe, as well as our neighbors, darling, because you must love your neighbors, okay? It's the glam thing to do. And so, of course, I have paired my wonderful camera with these beautiful lashes that I'm wearing today. And these are our glam drams. And this glam dram that I'm wearing today is the red carpet, on the red carpet. So of course our lashes are 100% handmade. And yes, we want to make sure that you understand that these are synthetic fibers, and so they're 100% handmade. One of the things I love is that we are manufacturers in the States, and so we are not having a lot of issues, thankfully, about our inventory. So if that helps a lot, it helps to let you know that you can still shop online with Vintage Vixen Cosmetics. And if you have a Cash App, our Cash App is Vintage Vixen Cos with the COS, darlings. And this would be $26 if you're in the state of Georgia. If you're a non-Georgia resident, of course, you're going to have to, just leave off the dollar, darling, and send us just $25. You have it like that, okay? If you're in Florida, California, New York, wherever you are outside of Georgia, $25. And this has wonderful shea butter and coconut oils and avocado. One of the things you may not know about coconut oil is very good for fighting bacteria. Bacteria, darlings. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take off our camera. And then I'm going to move camera over here because I want to go over our lights. Now, as I was stating earlier, some of the ingredients that I wanted to show you about is going to be very surprising to you all, okay? I'm going to show you lights because what lights means to me is there's light at the end of the tunnel, darlings. There's always a rainbow, okay? A pot of gold, however you want to do it, blessings abound, simply because if you are going to be conscious at this time and you're indoors and you're practicing your social distancing, you got to find a ray of sunshine. So I had to celebrate this morning because, as I said, it's a spectacular Saturday here at Vintage Vixen Cosmetics. And who's going to bring that out better than Cool in the Gang, darling? I mean, come on, got to be a little retro over here, okay? But this is our lights. And lights is a wonderful yellow color. Now, as you can see, I am wearing the camera, but putting the lights here gives that wonderful contrast. If you've ever been on the color wheels, darlings, you'll realize that sometimes the opposites are great. That color wheel, if you're wearing something red, something green pops, and if you're wearing something, let's say blue, the yellow pops. Just pay attention to those things. Those are your complementary colors, darling. And speaking of complementary, what I would pair my lights with is this wonderful light glam dram. Now, our glam dram is our starlet, and she is one of our wonderful lashes. If you're not ready to dive in, you go ahead and you try out our wonderful starlets, darlings, okay? Again, you can wear them up to 15 to 20 times. They're 100% handmade, and of course they're all synthetic fibers, darlings, okay? So speaking of that opposite color spectrum, when we're talking about the reds, if you're wearing reds and blues, you want to go ahead and use something that's going to be complementary, okay? Now, if I'm going through this a little faster, I really want to get to this wonderful, handmade, antibacterial, antimicrobial sanitizer that I have with you guys, okay? And this is going to be right here, our green, which is Action. And I paired it with our wonderful lights, you see. I think I'm going to go ahead and swatch the blue for you all because even though I'm wearing it on my lips, I always give you guys a swatch, and I don't want to shortchange you guys, I really don't. So I'm going to be very prudent about how I'm swatching today because I love bold strokes when I swatch. But again, I don't like to run out of space because we really want to make sure you get to see all these colors together. So I'm going to go ahead and place our Action here. This is our wonderful apple green. As you notice, we only have 5 colors in our Soundstage collection, okay? And what better way to take that apple green and mix it with that siren? Because I don't know about you, but greens and blues remind me of serenity, the skies, the ocean, the seas, the Caribbean, darlings, of course. So this is our siren, and of course our siren has the wide-eyed look for you with the intermittent lashes, okay? So they give you that wonderful pop. Now I know you're going, Vixen, where am I going to go? I'm putting on all this makeup and I'm looking at all this glam, but I'm still home practicing social distancing. Well, darling, your families want to see you. break out this wonderful phone, get on your iPhones, do your FaceTime. If you're like me, I'm an Android, darling, team Android, yes I am. Then of course, go ahead and talk to them with WhatsApp or Duo or Tango or anything that you can reach out, because we are social distancing doesn't mean that we cannot use social media to reach out to our loved ones, especially our elderly. Let's check in on them and get glam. You know, I'm pretty sure they don't want to see you with your headscarves and everything. I mean, you see how Vixen came to you today, darling. I mean, you know, yes, I'm shut in, darling, but I'm still glam, okay? I got to look glam. So moving right along into our glams, and what better way to segue into our close-up than our close-up? And our close-up is our yellow and very bright orange color. This is mixed with some of our yellow and some of our reds to get this bright orange color. This is close-up. And close-up is next to our wonderful apple green. And as you can see, we have our camera, lights, action, and close-up, all named after the director's cut, giving you that direction when you're on soundstage and you're filming movies. And if you're really good, you might get that close-up that you've been practicing for. Trust me, darlings, yes, you know, Vixen loves close-up. You can come in closer anytime, darling, you see. And so, what better way to bring that out is the leading lady. The leading lady loves to have her close-up, darlings. You know, I mean, I just can't see that. That's almost like saying, you have Diana Ross and the Supremes, but you didn't give her her close-up. I mean, I'm just saying, you know, darling. I mean, I just don't know how that can happen. But the leading lady deserves her just due. And speaking of her, our leading lady right here is on Vintage Vixen Cosmetics carpet, our red carpet, darlings. As you can see, they're a little bigger than the Starlet, but when you're ready, you definitely want to pop in and take advantage of these. Now, if you're looking and you want to have these and you don't want to go to our website, which is vintagevixencosmetics.com, take out your Cash App, darlings. These right here are $21 for Georgia residents and $20 for non-Georgia residents. You can Cash App us at Vintage Vixen Cos, darling, okay? Remember, they wouldn't let us be cosmetic as if that is too long for them. And then speaking of that, even though we let the drabness of the winter go and we have this wonderful spring has come upon us, we cannot forget the black and white screen, the film, the black film that was the noir, the one that started all of that great drama. You know, even the silent films were black and white. Well, thinking about that black and white and speaking about it, we're talking about our cinematic. Now, as you know, black is Vixen's favorite color, darlings. And this right here is our cinematic. And this is bold and dramatic. This is truly an alpha Vixen color, darlings. Okay, let's watch our wonderful cinematic right here. And then I'm going to bring out this wonderful color so you can see the contrast. This is our midnight black. And of course, you can see we have all 5 of our soundstage colors. So it's great if you want to stay in and practice your makeup. If you have something you'd like to give as a gift, definitely check us out. Let's not forget our small businesses, because Small Business Saturday should be every day. Okay, darlings? And speaking of that wonderful bold color of cinematic, let's move on into our last one of our glam drams. So if you notice, we have 5 colors in our soundstage and we have 5 glam drams, darlings, okay? And the glam dram that we have is our megastar. And our megastar is very lush. I love showing you how lush she is because look how the lashes are, darlings. When I wear the megastar, darling, I'm definitely going to have a whole different alter ego with this megastar. So again, we can pair the megastar with that wonderful cinematic, or if you want, you can mix and match them. You can have very bold eyes or bold lips, okay? So, darlings, I appreciate you staying this long. I know I won't keep you so long today because I really want to get to this handmade. Now, I don't know if you've all been paying attention to the media aside from the main event, okay? But I have to say kudos. Kudos to the alcohol distilleries, darlings. The ones who are making your alcohol for you to have your mixed drinks, all those wonderful things. Because this is what they're doing. they are actually taking advantage and they're using their own ethanol, darlings, their own ethanols, that grain alcohol, to help everyone with the production of hand sanitizers. We know this is a low right now. We know some people have taken them and hoarded them. And darlings, you know who you are, okay? And we know that there are a lot of people who are concerned about that. Well, these distilleries are stepping up to the plate, darling. And they are helping the medical and pharmaceutical industries by getting this out to us. So what better way to address that, darlings, than to go ahead and tell you how you can make your own personal one. Now, the CDC recommends that you should have at least 60% alcohol. Now, Vixen keeps about 70%, 90% alcohol around here. Like I said, I'm a germaphobe. I keep alcohol in my house all the time, okay? So this is not a one-time event for me. This is something that's ongoing because, you know, like I said, I need to have my alcohol, and that's what happens. And if any of you are out there, you understand there's so many spectrums of OCD. It's terrible. Yes, I am very much a stickler about surfaces and hands. Yes, I know I might get on some of you guys' nerves, darling, but you know, you can't help. You gotta love a little sanitized glam person. I mean, and if you don't, darling, who cares? I love me, okay, darling? So here we are, and I'm gonna show you. Now, if you have aloe vera gel, and some of you may not, but you can go ahead and get some aloe vera gel, and I'm going to show you an alternative. Now, when I went shopping to get these things for you all, and yes, I did go out there and couldn't wait to come back in fast enough, okay? I went to get this, and this right here is something that you all may not know. But when you get that suntan, and yes, I know Vixen has a permatan, but we can sunburn too, darlings, okay? Don't think this melanin cannot be damaged. So yes, I'm on the sunscreen, but I have gotten sometimes a little bit of sunburn here and there. Well, if you go in the aisle where everyone else is not going, that's where the suntan lotion is. And what's next to the suntan lotion? This wonderful sunburn gel, this after suntan cooling gel. What do you think this is made of, darlings? Aloe vera gel. Yes, darlings, aloe vera gel. And it also has glycerin in here. And it also has a very minute form of alcohol. So we're going to improvise and make some at home. Of course, you don't have to have this particular brand, but this is the brand that Vixen found, and it will suffice, darlings, okay? So I'll be putting the recipe in afterwards, but you can follow along. Okay, so we have our aloe vera gel, and we're going to have some vitamin E. We're going to have the 12,000 IEs or the IUs. If you've never known what the IU meant, it means international units. So 12,000 international units of vitamin E. You want to get that. I got a nice little liquid form, darlings. You want to get this. This is going to be important to make sure that you're not over drying your hands, okay? So we have our vitamin E. We have our aloe vera gel. And the last step that we're going to be doing with that is our essential oils. Now, tea tree oil, this wonderful tea tree oil, darlings. Yes. Tea tree oil, the ones that we probably cannot stand the smell of. Yes, I know it's strong, darlings, but it's strong because it must do its job, okay? It must do its job. Hello, how are you? So nice to see you join us. Well, the tea tree oil is antibacterial, antimicrobial, and antifungal, okay? It's also an antiseptic. It's also an analgesic. It's also an anti-inflammatory. Did you know that, darling? Yes, clutch the pearls, darling. If you have this tea tree oil in your house, you know, you already have a part of what's going to help you with this particular recipe, darlings. So we have the tea tree oil. But you might say, Vixen, I don't have tea tree oil because I don't need that. And I don't normally use it. Well, if you have peppermint oil, darlings, peppermint oil is also antibacterial, antimicrobial, antifungal. Darlings, I mean, come on. And peppermint is so wonderful to uplift your whole mental state, darlings. I love it, okay? Peppermint oil. So peppermint oil that you can find in your aromatherapy section. Yes, darlings, I went to Wally World and get those things, but you can go and get those things, you know, just call the stores, make sure that they're open first, darlings. And then the next one is eucalyptus. You can also use eucalyptus. Now, eucalyptus is really good for respiratory, for breathing. You all know about your Vicks. You have camphor and eucalyptus oil in those things. Well, we all know that the COVID-19 affects the respiratory system. So we have this eucalyptus oil that's going to help you keep your air breathing and your airways clear. So we're going to be looking at these too. But I use the tea tree oil, peppermint, and eucalyptus to let you know that those are going to be one of your main essential oils that you want to mix in here with this, okay? Now, everyone who knows me knows I love lemongrass, okay? I have a diffuser lemongrass in my home. Lemongrass is in my office. I love it because it uplifts. It's an antidepressant. So, darling, if you wonder what Vicks is doing over here, now you know, darling. It's the lemon tree circulating throughout my whole home, darling. And it keeps me in a wonderful mood and calming, okay? It also has antibacterial properties. So, you can also have lemongrass, and we'll be using the lemongrass as well as some lemon and lavender. I'm not a really big fan of lavender, darlings. I must tell you, lavender gives me a headache, but I only bring lavender in here to let you know that if you love lavender, you can use it. This is also lemon. Lemon has vitamin C. Very good. Antibacterial, you know, boosts up your immune system if you're going to get that vitamin C. And while we're speaking about boosting that system, don't forget echinacea. We're all going out to get all of these other paper products. Don't forget your vitamins. Don't forget your supplements. Don't forget your food. Those are the things, darlings. Yes, those are the things that's going to help you boost up your immune system and keep safe, okay? So if you don't want to use the lemongrass, you can use the lemon. You can also use sweet orange, okay? Now, here's the catcher. Where are we getting this alcohol content from, darlings? Well, if you've been Googling, I'm pretty sure you've come across a lot of recipes that has you using what's called Everclear. And Everclear is sold out. Darlings, the alcohol store here had one person purchase $400 worth of Everclear. Darlings, you know why? Because it was 190 proof, meaning it was 90 to 95% alcohol. Oh my goodness. But if you use your regular vodka, that's not going to help you, darlings. Unfortunately, that's only 40 to 60%. I mean, pretty much 40%. CDC recommends 60% at least. So your regular vodka in your drawer, in your pantry is not going to help you, darling. I mean, it may help you if you use a cup of it and you drink it, but I digress. The point is, darlings, that is not going to help you. So where are we getting our alcohol content? Well, guess what? Vixen, with her little mind, found this. Look at that. Yes, darlings, 151 proof. 151 proof. And what does 151 proof has? And mind you, I am not advocating that you drink this. I mean, if you love to drink, that's fine. But for those teetotalers who don't drink, okay, it's fine. Yes, this is going to help you simply because it has 75% alcohol. We have that 75 to 75% right here. Let me see if I can show it to you guys. I don't know if you can read it because it's so small. But anyway, 151 proof. I don't really care which brand you get. But if you get this, you're going to have about 75 to 75.5% proof alcohol. Now, 75% alcohol definitely is more than the 60% that the CDC has recommended. So, what are we going to do? By the time we add our ingredients, we may dilute it a little, but we'll be coming back into that frame and we should be good to go. So, the CDC recommends that you use soap and water and wash your hands for 20 seconds at least under running water. That is still your best mechanism in your defense mode, darlings. Please, yes, wash your hands. Soap and water is still a wonderful thing, darlings, okay? But in the event that you don't have clean running water, this is where this hand sanitizer comes in. So we're going to take 2/3 cups of our wonderful 151 proof here, darling. And yes, a lot of times you're going to see people recipe use vodka. Well, guess what? Vodka has run out of the shelves, darling. Hi, Jermaine, darling. How are you? How are you, darlings? Oh, smooches, darling. Smooches, I love seeing you. Oh, my goodness, I love seeing you. So we were talking about making our own handmade sanitizers so that we can do our part to help with our Alpha Vixens and our customers stay safe and sound during their social distancing, okay? And not panicking when they see these things run out in the grocery stores. So we have taken our rum, because yes, it doesn't matter if it's rum or gin. Darlings, don't sleep on that just because it doesn't have vodka, as long as it says 151 proof. And we're going to get 2/3. Now, Vixen has already labeled this, and as you can see, we have about 2/3 cup. 2/3 cup of this vodka, okay? So 2/3 of this rum, 2/3 cups. Now, we're gonna take our wonderful aloe vera, and we get 1/3 cup of that. So we take 1/3 cup of this aloe vera gel, and we're going to mix it with 2/3 cup of this wonderful, rum. Just going to pour it in there, darlings, okay? Like so. Always label so that you know what you're doing in case you step away and forget what you're doing, darlings, okay? So always label your containers. Now that we have this, darlings, we're going to take and we're going to get this wonderful little spoon, And if you don't have cups, darlings, you can take your measuring cups at home. This is a 1/3 cup, so this will help you do 1/3 cup of your aloe vera gel and 2/3 cups of that rum, darlings, that 151 proof, okay? So I'm going to place this here, and I'm going to stir this up a little bit, darlings. And while we're stirring, because this is wonderful, it's going to be a little strong. Keep in mind, all alcohols are flammables. Even the store-bought hand sanitizers that you all are using will tell you that it is flammable to keep away from flame. So remember, we're using this in the event we don't have soap and water, darlings, okay? Soap and water. And of course, I want to help you do this because you can't put glam on and contaminate your makeup, darlings. It's not going to be a really good thing for us to do. We got to be safe through this whole thing. So Vixen is stirring this up now. We have a nice, good consistency here, kind of fluidy. I don't know if you all can see it. It's a nice consistency right here, okay? Okay. Now, this is where your vitamin E comes in. Alcohol can be very drying to the skin. And because it can be very drying to the skin, you want to make sure that you don't use too many things to dry the skin, because it leaves tiny little cuts in your skin after a while. It gets very chafed and dry and irritated. Tiny cuts allows microorganisms to enter into this large organ we have called our skin, darlings, okay? So we must moisturize. So the vitamin E is here to help moisturize your skin. We're going to put about 5 drops in there. Not too much because you don't want it to be oily. You want it to still be able to come on and evaporate, darling. So we're going to just put 5 drops in here, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect, darling. Perfect. And of course, we're going to still go ahead and stir this up. Now, you're wondering, where's all of these antibacterial, antimicrobial, and antifungal things coming in that we talked about? And we're going to go ahead and choose these, darlings, okay? Now, I have mixed those. I also have 70% isopropyl alcohol. And as I said, this is because if you don't have the alcohol and they've run out, that's fine. But Vixen likes to go ahead and sanitize again, because I'm going to be placing them in our containers. Now, as I stated before, you have to label everything, darlings. You want to label everything. You can get your labels. It doesn't matter what size. You can get them from anywhere, darlings. Yes, you can get some of these little containers. This is your 3 fluid ounces. I got that, of course, from Walmart, but I have already taken the liberty of preparing this bottle. So this bottle is labeled. You want to label it what it's made of. Remember I said this is 151 proof, so I need to make sure that this didn't have alcohol in it from the isopropyl. It had the ethanol, okay? And date it, darlings. Don't forget to date it so you know when you make your products, okay? So since we have stirred that up, you're going to need one of these and a little funnel, darling. You know, yes, you can get all of these things, you know, a very, very reasonable price, darling. Like I said, we love to be glam, but we're glam on a dime, and we're being very prudent during these trying times. You're going to need this little funnel. This funnel is going to be your friend, okay? So we're going to go ahead and prepare our bottle. We're going to put the funnel in like so, because we're going to be pouring our handmade antibacterial right here, okay? And as I stated before, tea tree. Now I know, like I said, tea tree is strong, but darlings, it's antimicrobial, antifungal, antibacterial. It's just everything, okay? So I'm going to take, and I am going to place 8 to 10 drops of essential oil. Now what I like to do is I like to split up my essential oils. I know I'm going to use about 5 drops of this tea tree because I really want to have that sanitation going on for my hands and what I need it for. And then I can worry about scenting my hand sanitizer according to my liking. Now, I love a heavy citrus scent, so you may only want to use maybe like 6 drops of the tea tree and 2 of the oils. That's going to help your scent. But again, tea tree is a little overwhelming. So I'm going to put about 5 drops of the tea tree oil in here, okay? So we have our tea tree, 2, 3, and it's going to come out a little slower, 4, and here's the 5th, okay? 5 drops tea tree oil, darlings. And then I'm going to add my favorite scent. I'm going to add, let's say, 3 drops of the lemongrass and maybe 2 of the lemon, okay? That's going to give me the scent that I like to have. We have 3 drops of that. And then 2 drops of this lemon, okay? So let's see. We have 1, 2. Remember the essential oils at the end with the scents, they're pretty much there to help offset the strong smell, the woodsy smell of the tea tree oil, okay? So we're mixing all of our wonderful ingredients together. Do you see how that's looking, darlings? Yes, darlings, yes. And then, of course, we're just going to put this, make sure we have a great consistency, which we do, okay? And we're going to go ahead and pour this into our wonderful funnel and into our prepared container, okay, darlings? Okay, well, I was trying to do it so that you all can see, but my table is here, darlings, and I definitely don't want to have alcohol and all these things drop into my lap. But yes, and then we're just gonna go ahead and put this back on. Now, if you want, you can use a spray bottle like this one, okay? Or you can use a flip top. You know, shake it up. Wonderful. You can use a flip top. I'm using the flip top because it's really great to travel with. Not that we're traveling a lot now, but if you're going out to run errands, you might want to have something that has a safety top like this. And then, darlings, yes, you can just squeeze some on. Look at that, darlings. Look at the consistency. See? And rub it on, darling. Yes. Oh, and I love it. Yes, darling. See? There you are. And it's all dry. Because alcohol is rapid. So there you have it, darlings, you know. So don't let me know or tell me, darlings, Vixen, I can't put my makeup on because, you know, I can't keep my hands sanitized, because, darling, we just showed you how to do it and how to do it glamorously, okay? So, darlings, we appreciate you coming out, helping us welcome spring, helping us go through our Soundstage collection, and helping me help you with this homemade hand sanitizer, because it has been a really big concern of mine when I hear so many many elderly and so many people say they want to have these things, but they don't have it. So if you know anyone or you have some loved ones and they run out, darlings, now you know the secret to go ahead and do that, okay? And my hands are not even dry at all. I just love it, okay, darlings? So yes. So until next time, you know what we say. We have our wonderful Monroe, which is our Power Red. Of course, you know I'm wearing this camera. And of course, I am going to tell you that until further notice, this particular show is still on for April 25th. But again, that is going to be up in the air. And if anything changes, Vixen will come and let you know. Don't forget your little hand sanitizers, darlings. And until next time, smooches, darlings, from afar.